My name is Mike Maldonado, and I am 61 years old. Been in ministry for almost 40 years, and I can tell you that being in ministry is very stressful and very lonely at times. And so, for those of us that are in ministry or in any occupation really, we're looking for places where we can genuinely connect with people. And it's such a cliche, but all of us have friends, all of us have acquaintances, but we're just always hoping we can find some place to really connect. And over the years, we've had men's groups in our church and in all churches. And honestly, it wasn't doing it for me, because all we do is we get around, we have coffee, we have donuts, and talk about the weather, talk about our jobs. And then we have some guest speaker who, tells us how we should be living our life, and then we go home. And it just wasn't satisfying to me. And then I heard about Boys to Men. So this is 34 years later. Finally heard about this new, it's a men's group, but it's different. It's called Boys to Men of God. And the whole premise is to be real and to get deep with each other, to be vulnerable with each other. And a gentleman by the name of Brother John Redmond got the group started. And his whole idea or philosophy was to create a place that is safe for men to come and talk about issues that are affecting them. And I think one of the very first sessions that we had was entitled Father Wounds. And basically it was a discussion, confidential discussion, real discussion, vulnerable discussion on how each one of us has been wounded by our father in one way or another. Even those of us who grew up with a loving father, there are still things that happened in our childhood or even in our adulthood that really wounded us and affected us. And so we just had this open, heartfelt discussion, and people were being very vulnerable. Some of the men were crying. Some of the men were angry. Some of the men were struggling with their identity. And so every month, once a month, we get together, and it's always a topic that's very deep, whether it's on marriage or whether it's on pornography, or like tonight, we discuss trying to find our purpose, like why are we here? And again, I've never been a part of a group like this where the emphasis is for us to get real and to be honest with each other.